Hey YouTube, what's up? So, this past weekend that just went by, I had a little nephew come around and he was wondering why I wouldn't let him touch my binoculars. And I explained to him, I said, listen, they have a bit of sentimental value, and when you're a little bit older, I'll teach you how to use them properly and you can touch them. And he went on to ask me why I had binoculars, and I said, well, I'll show you why. I'll show you the place where I was born and you'll be able to see why I had these binoculars. So anyway, here we go. Here's a snapshot of Google Earth. So this is the house where I lived in Belgium, in this town here called Ampse. Nice big river there. So anyway, we'll go to some photos. Let's have a look at some photos. So while I was on Google Earth, I thought I'd just reminisce a bit. Here's my old school I went to, primary school. You know, the architecture. You know, you just look at the old buildings and all that. And this was taken at 2016, so it's still hasn't changed, you know. Here's the church where I had my confirmation, obviously a Catholic background, and I remember my auntie used to live up this road and all that sort of stuff. And he goes, but why are you showing me all this? I said, don't worry, I'll get to it. So anyway, I remember this building here when I was little, walking past. You know, it was a bit of a dumpy old building to me at the time, but I look at the architecture now and I think it's great, you know. And I remember this shop here that was fantastic, beautiful cakes in there, and it's still a cake shop to this day, which is quite amazing. This was the main street. This up here, if you headed east, led you to another town called Army in French. This used to be a corner store. You used to buy lollies and crap like that from there. What was this? Let me think. I don't know what this was. Near the main intersection. In the road, you'll see my father used to work in a quarry, and there was train tracks running across this road which would take all the quarry materials to the railway line down there, and it was quite funny to see a big train heading down the main road. This was the main intersection. I remember there was a toy shop around here. Yeah, have a pretty good memory. Anyway, I used to this was the road I'd take home, and I'll go back to Google Earth and show you which road that is. So remember that bridge there, and so that bridge there that you just saw, I'll pan back out a bit, is this bridge here. So we'd be walking along home here and we'd go down here, and next to the train tracks there was a bridge that went under the train tracks here, and we would take this path here home, walk all along the train tracks. I remember this really well. In winter it was always covered in snow and stuff, and yeah, that was like a little path, little dirt path, you know, and the road opened back up. If you have a look here, this was a dead-end road, but this was just a path where people could walk down. So we'll zoom back in a little bit, get back here. So that was the house I grew up in. I remember these boats, you know, they used to cart coal up and down the river throughout Europe. This river is the Meuse, M-E-U-S-E. I remember this being filled with potatoes, and one day my father had a real bad accident at this intersection here. Some guy ran through the intersection and my dad ended up in hospital for quite a bit of time. Now this building here, I'll show you from the ground level picture. This was like a pub, and these boat people would go to the pub there, I suppose. So that pub was here. That's that building there. And I remember there was an old lady there, her name was Marie. We'd walk in there, she'd sell us lollies and all that sort of stuff. It was great. he asked me why the binoculars, and I said, all right, well, I'll show you. I said, hang on, you know, little kids a bit impatient sometimes. So this was the back of my house. That was my bedroom right there. Now this is what I had as my backdrop at the back of my house. There, a nuclear power station. My grandfather, I remember, I think it was for my 10th birthday or something like that, he asked me what I wanted for a present. And I said to him, you know, I'd love to have beautiful tugboat there. This part of the nuclear power station wasn't there, but I remember this chimney was getting built. I watched that one get built. Here's the old reactor there, you know, and people sort of don't believe how close this was what I would see, this section here at the back of my house all the time. Now this part of the river was always warm because the intake of the water to keep the reactors cool, and so it's sort of a bit of like a Homer Simpson type thing. Now this is that path where we'd go under the railway bridge and walk up next to the railway line, and as you can see the nuclear power station there, and from the town itself, you know, you didn't have to look far to see the power station. You know, that's it there, and it's that bridge we'd walk under. You know, so yeah, I tried to explain to him that I lived really, really close to a nuclear power station, and he sort of didn't believe, and my house was next door to that one. So we'll try and see if I can get it from the front. Not that photo, and then I'll finish this video. I bet you I won't find the photo now. Okay, would it be that one? No, not that one. Damn sure I had it. I was pretty damn sure I had it. Where's the bridge? Okay, this one. Nope. This one. There's my house there. That's it there. That's where I grew up in Belgium. This freeway wasn't there at the time. This tower wasn't there. And yeah, so that's what I had for a backdrop. Steam always coming out of these cooling towers. Alarms going night and day. And as a little kid growing up next to that, that's why I had the binoculars. It was always something exciting. Thanks for watching YouTube. If you like what I'm doing, don't forget to like and subscribe.